I was telling my wife that I saw the report from our my wife is on the thread. Then I was telling my wife that reality is very more traditional stuff. Yeah, once I was showing the shirt that you were wearing the other day. No problem. Namaskar, sir. Spirit, yes. Spirit is always there. Yeah.
ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ he knows. how she's known. But sir, she's been asking for HM at staff for so many days. I said, let us.
She's
No change.
I'll share now with you.
And that's good. Like you will be having one of our snacks today. Or you can show her also.
Today they are enjoying somewhere without me. So she sent some of the clips. She is now with my daughter. She's it is today's picture.
Really, they're enjoying, sir. Very bad. Tell them, sir. From my side also.
I'm sure I'm jealous.
I know.
Okay, please.
A very good afternoon to all of you friends. At the outset, I request our head Dr. Sridevi ma'am to please accompany our chief guest of the day, Professor Agarwal, and our guest of honor, Shri Mahendra Kumar Gupta, onto the dais please. I request Dr. Patra also to please join. Thank you, ma'am. Now we'll begin our program by lighting the lamp. I request the dignitaries on the dais to please do the honors. Thank you all for bringing more light into our today's function. Now we'll begin our function by invocation by Miss Prerana.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. Today I will be singing a song on Lord Ganesha to invoke his blessings on all of us. Shri Gananatha Sindhuravarna Karuna Sagara Karivadana Lambodara Lakumikara Ambasuta Amara Vinuta Lambodara Lakumikara Sakala Vidya Adi Pujita Sarvotama Te Namo Namo Lambodara Lakumikara Ambasuta Amara Vinuta Lambodara Lakumikara Siddhacharana Gana Sevita Siddhi Vinayaka Te Namo Namo Lambodara Lakumikara Ambasuta Amara Vinuta Lambodara Lakumikara. Thank you.
Thank you, Prerna, for invoking the blessings on all of us of Lord Ganesha. Friends, it's been my great pleasure to stand before you to host the grand event of CSIR-4PI's 35th Foundation Day. As you all remember, CSIR-4PI was formerly called as CIMAX, and it was the unwavering effort and dedication of the top leaders since its inception to make CSIR-4PI earn its respect and etch its name beyond the horizons. I would like to quote my favorite proverb of all time by Alexander, which goes to say, I am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep, but I am afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion. Though over the last 35 years we had many ups and downs, the exemplary standards of professional leadership and workmanship exhibited by the men and women of CSIR-4PI, even during difficult times, has showed and proved repeatedly to the nation that when it comes to work in Fourth Paradigm Institute, it's serious and real business. The work culture of CSIR-4PI is not only driven by high standards of morals, values, and professional ethics, but it is mainly steered by eminent leaders leading from the front and leading by example. It was an insightful and inclusive leadership of our heads which has led to the 35th Foundation Day of our CSIR-4PI. My heart pounds to pour out more for Fourth Paradigm Institute, but due to respect to the time, I'd like to say on one thing at last, and it's been my silent prayer that our Fourth Paradigm Institute should soon become the Fifth Paradigm Institute and lead the nation not only in data and earth science and supercomputing, but also in core areas where the nation needs our support. Also, I cannot miss out the efforts put forth by our head, Sridevi ma'am, for bringing the institute to the position in what it is today and being recognized throughout the country. I hope and wish the name and fame of CSIR-4PI reaches to the world also. Now I request our head, Dr. Sridevi ma'am, to please welcome and address the elite gathering.
Good afternoon and warm welcome to one and all. I welcome our chief guest today, Professor K.K. Agarwal, who agreed to deliver the Foundation Day lecture for us, and I request Dr. Patra to welcome him with a bouquet of flowers. I extend my warm welcome to our beloved JS CSIR Gupta ji, and I request Parvez OWOL coordinator to welcome him with a bouquet of flowers. I welcome Mahendra Kumar Dharokar from our TMD, who has been working with us for past couple of years and steering our programs. I warm welcome for agreeing to be here for the morning farmer-student interaction and also to be our Foundation Day. I don't know, Thangavelu is there? Yeah, I request Thangavelu to give a flower bouquet to Mahendra Kumar Dharokar. He'll go and sit off, I can't see. Yeah. And I extend my welcome to my friend and ex-head CPD, K. Venkat Subramaniam. I must put on record that whatever we are here today, whatever progress we could achieve, he was very instrumental in that. and he was my person where I would go and sit in headquarters, have my lunches, tea and all that. So I really welcome him. He agreed to come, and I request Anil Kumar to welcome me with a bouquet of flowers. I welcome our founder head, Dr. K.S. Yajnik, who is the inspiration for all of us, especially for the people who were there from beginning. And he was actually not planning to come, but somehow in the morning he decided that he will come for the foundation day. And since this is foundation day, I would myself want to welcome him with a bouquet of flowers. So today being the foundation day and of course the conclusion of OWOL, our institute was founded on as a center on July 15th, 1988. The founder head is Dr. K.S. Yajnik, and we have one chief scientist who is there from July 15th, 1988 to now, that is Mrs. Sharda, and I want to welcome her myself. And I welcome our honorary scientist Prakash Rao, who made it to come here, and all the staff of CSIR-4PI who are all attend here because today is a holiday and I made it a working day because I thought foundation day we should do it on the day itself. And we had our OWOL conclusion today. So this event is basically we are doing our OWOL conclusion and then followed by a foundation day. So there are a lot of formal things we need to do on foundation day and for OWOL conclusion. So I thought first we'll do OWOL conclusion and the formal OWOL conclusion, and then we'll go to the foundation day. So OWOL 1 week 1 lab program, as all of you know, was suggested by Honorable Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh on September 26, 2022. And since we are 37 labs and several outreach centers, etc., so they made a program 1 week for each of the labs and they gave us a schedule. Some of the labs changed the schedule, but the schedule that was given to us for all the labs was they should start 1 week before the foundation day and end it with the foundation day. So we were given 10th to 15th and we started this program. So I just want to give a brief on what all we did. So on day 1, we started with the inauguration of this OWOL program. So we named this is a new conference hall, and we named this hall as Dr. K.S. Yajnik Conference Hall. And then we are from Director IAA Annapurni Subramanyam was our guest of honor that day. We had the inaugural function, and then it was followed by day 1 of OWOL, which was Jigyasa event, but we gave a formal name for it. Day 1, scientist student, I thought it will be here, I can read. Scientist student connect, for which we had participation from almost like 5 schools. One is Jay Gopal Garodia Rashtrothana Vidyalaya. Then we had from Karnataka Public School. Then we had from Dash Academy and NGO School. Then few students we had from Shishugruha Tipasandra and Army School. So total around 140 school children we had, and we gave them a flair of basics of AI/ML, and we also gave little bit on our how we use GPS for research because they can relate to it. And then we gave them a glimpse of all the facilities we had, HPC, cyber security, GHG facility and all. So that was the day 1. And the day 2 we had student scientist interaction, which was basically comes under our skill initiative. So there we had participation from CMR Institute of Technology, Bangalore, Cambridge Institute of Technology, Bangalore, and GSS Institute of SSS Institute of Engineering and Technology for Women from Mysore. So they came all the way from Mysore, and that day we had a HPC session, HPC cyber security session, and we showed them our facilities since they are college student. And then we had a concluding session for both day 1 and day 2, which was done by Dr. G. Narhari Shastri, NEAST director, and we had got a very good feedback from all the students for both the days. Then day 3 is basically stakeholders, academia and scientist interaction. So day 3 was done at our stakeholder Karnataka State Disaster Management Center in Yelahanka. So there we had called all the people from academia, from stakeholders and from some agencies for a interaction. So that was graced by Director CFTRA Dr. Sridevi Annapurna Singh and KSNMDC Commissioner, IAS officer. And then the participating institutions other than KSN and DMC are Department of Geography, Geoinformatics, Bangalore University, UAS, University of Agricultural Sciences, both Bangalore and Dharwad, then Bangalore University, then Central Water Commission, Bangalore, then MIT, Manipal, then Regional Agricultural Research Station, Vijaypura, and NBSS and LUP, Bangalore. So there was roundtable discussions on 4 topics, and they gave a kind of a concept paper for that. That was the day 3. Then day 4, that was conducted at CSIR-4PI Institute. That was basically Industria, Academy and R&D Connect. So that we had several participants from several institutions. So we have from NCMWRF, the chief guest was there, and then we had from NIT Surathkal. So with these 2 institutions, that day itself we signed an MOU. Then from industry we had NVIDIA, and then we had several other participants from several other institutions on day 4. Because that list is long, IISc Bangalore and then several other people, so I am not reading it out. And we had again brainstorming sessions in the afternoon after presentations, and came up with a white paper on how to take it forward. So this is very important for us because we have to have this industry, academia and R&D connect. So for R&D connect we had deans from ACSIR who had done that. That was the day 4. Day 5 was yesterday, where we had a road show and outreach event. So our scientists went to 2 colleges. One is Vamana Institute of Technology in Kormangala, and one is Dayananda Sagar College. So we went there, and their full day they had given a glimpse of what we do, followed by demonstrations by students. So that was the 5th day event. And today morning, 6th day event, we had farmer student scientist interaction. So there are 20 plus farmers who came from Kopal, where we have done some work, agricultural work there for them. So they had come, and then we had students from University of Agricultural Sciences and scientists from this institute. So the farmer actually in the inaugural session, the farmer gave a glimpse of what all our scientists KV Ramesh Rakesh did in Kopal. And then this morning inaugural session was graced by Gupta ji, our JS CSIR as chief guest, and Darokar ji, our chief scientist TMD as guest of honor. And it was very nice hearing a farmer tell that whatever work we did was kind of, they liked it and it was useful to them. So with that we concluded. After that they had an interaction session followed by field demonstrations, and with that we concluded our OWOL program. And these OWOL programs, see all the other labs of CSIR, they have a event management division equivalent to all our full strength of our lab. And you know, for them and compared to them, we have really executed our OWOL program very nicely and very successfully. So I must congratulate the coordinator, Dr. I.A. Parvez, who kind of coordinated this whole event. And each and every day event, day 1 event coordinator Pavitra, day 2 event coordinator Ashish, day 3 event coordinators KV Ramesh Rakesh, day 4 event coordinator KC Gowda, and then day 5 event coordinator again KC Gowda, helped by Pavitra and Iranna and Ashish. And today's is again KV Ramesh and Rakesh. So when you hear the names, that few scientists, they really work day and night to pull it off, and we should really give a round of applause to all the OWL team. And they are supported by our admin, finance and purchase staff very efficiently and very cooperatively. So a round of applause for them. Last but not the least is my lifeline, Radha Ramani, the PPS office of the head. You know, the amount of work she did with her team, Divya, Vinod, Dilip, is exemplary. Man. It's just, I don't have any words to say. And of course, Dr. G.K. Patra, in charge of office head, he also worked day and night for this, like completely. So, I'll give a big round of applause for all of them. She really, but it's like, but to pull off such a big event, that too for 7 days, is really, really hard. So, with this, I just thought we'll play a small video, a glimpse giving what all we did, a small video which is made by our Dr. Anil Ernest and Ravi and Parvez in such a short span. Let us play the video, Anil. Just gives a glimpse of our activities. Yeah, big round of applause to S.K. Ravichandran. Stand up, yeah, so much he worked. He worked day and night for this program and exemplary performance. And then our Dr. Anil Ernest, he took care of all our online media, everything day and night he worked. I don't think he even slept for last couple of days. So big round of applause for Anil Ernest. Everything A to Z it was done. We started much before, with the curtain raiser, the video for curtain raiser. From then till now, continuously he's been working relentlessly for OWOL. And now for Foundation Day, because annual report he only compiles. So now formally we will start this Foundation Day event. So it's a formal thing. I know it will take time, people will get bored, but then I have no choice because it's a formal event. I need to read a report what all we did in 22-23 formally. It's not like this thing. So I will leave this whatever is the report I made is also the preface of our annual report 22-23, which will be launched by our chief guest after I read the report. So I will read the report. So our organization, as you all know, is a very young and vibrant organization. Compared to all CSIR labs, we are only 10-year-old and as a fourth paradigm institute, otherwise 35 years old as a center. So compared to all the many labs which are established before independence, we are the youngest lab, and we continue to strive to promote data-driven translation research culture across India. We also continue to host CSIR centralized supercomputing facility for the whole of CSIR. And also we are currently one of our mandates is to establish a cybersecurity as a pan CSIR vertical. And then and the fourth mandate which we have, for which we agreed upon, is that we will strengthen our existing earth and engineering science research activities and earn further accolades. So, and during this year 22-23, the advisory committee, the apex body of Fourth Paradigm Institute, which reviews, performs the functions of both research and management of this institute, met twice, chaired by Srimati Nivruti Rai, country head of Intel India, along with highly distinguished team of external experts from diverse fields. So, and they had commended our research outputs and outcomes in spite of the subcritical strength we have, and they made recommendation that we must immediately increase the existing human resources. We completed our recruitment of support staff, JSA and stenographers last year, and we initiated the process of recruiting scientists, which almost it is in the final stages of interview. And then in CSIR AI mission phase 2, we received grant for 2 projects. One is security and privacy aspects of 5G enabled VANET with Cognizant as industrial partner, and preserving privacy in AI based citizen services involving personal identifiable information with UDAI as stakeholder. This was initiated during this year, and we are also working on domain agnostic AI with several CSIR labs, that is CSIR IIP, NISPER, NAL, NCL during the last year, and this year we added some more labs. So under the cyber security, as a part of the cyber security, we do surveillance of Indian cyberspace. So as a part of this, network telescope is deployed in the cybersecurity testbed, and the daily report is sent to CERT-In and NCC, Government of India. Currently, this project is being expanded with a data-driven inference on cybersecurity dynamics. As I said earlier, we are developing this as a pan CSIR vertical. And during last year, our Ananta supercomputer, which served almost a decade for CSIR, for pan CSIR projects of national importance, was decommissioned last year, and our new facility, centralized supercomputing facility, which is called CHAMP, CSIR HPC AI and ML platform with 3+ petaflops peak performance, is ongoing and would be available to CSIR users in August 2023. This facility is capable of both traditional CPU as well as GPU based computing. And we also had one facility donated by AMD, 1.2 petaflops facility, which completed its mandated 2 years of usage exclusively for COVID-19 research with outstanding scientific output by Indian researchers. Then coming to our earth and engineering science team, we continue to make outstanding multidisciplinary research contributions with societal impact in the field of advanced weather and climate, geoscience and engineering. Some of the notable contributions are study of influence of seasonal cycles on the origin of Indo-Asian monsoons, advanced Indian monsoon research related to unexpected summer monsoon rainfall, monsoon breaks, relation of monsoon to ENSO, SSTs and so on. We made significant strides on studying the impact of climate change on winter vegetation across Indo-Gangetic Plain, heat waves in land and ocean, extreme rainfall in Himalayas, malaria transmission in Northeast India. Further, our GHG observation network gave intercomparison of atmospheric CO2 concentrations in pristine Hanle and polluted Hoskote locations. Our multidisciplinary geoscience, seismic and engineering research team made significant contributions to crustal stress distribution of Indian plate, seismic potential of Kutch region, strain budget in Kashmir Himalaya, subsurface shear wave velocity and sedimentation depth beneath Kashmir basin, site response analysis beneath Kashmir basin, imaging subsurface geological complexity beneath Greater Srinagar, active tectonics of the Bhagirathi river system of the Himalayas. Our GPS based geoscience studies gave insights into the equatorial F region irregularities, 3D acoustic ray propagation, delineating seasonal deformation in Himalaya and noise estimation of multi-GNSS signal. We conducted under our skill initiative program, we conducted advanced training on greenhouse gases measurement and modeling. And as part of industrial visit, several institutions participated in one-day workshop on HPC, cybersecurity, earth and engineering research. Spark program resulted in training the bachelor's and master's students across the country. Our Jigyasa program conducted World Youth Skill Day, several science competition, webinars and training to school students. Our institute's Jigyasa and Skill Initiative programs saw more than 500 school and college student participation. CSIR-4PI also organized a major event, Science Through Game and Toys, at IASF 2022, held at Bhopal to inculcate scientific temper among scientific students through traditional games and toys, thus giving a boost to indigenous industry. We conducted several events throughout the year, which are listed in the events of the annual report, which we are going to launch today. We continue to excel with several high-impact scientific publications, global citations for our research work, grants for new projects, doctoral degree awards, postgraduate dissertations, and training of highly talented scientific workforce, and so on. We continue collaborations with several institutes, agencies, and industry to achieve new heights in our R&D as well as outreach. I am honored to be leading our institute to greater heights and confident of realizing our long-term goal of being one-stop destination for computational as well as data science needs of CSIR and country in the coming years. Yeah, this is our annual report 22-23, covering all the activities of not only research scientific, all the activities of both. Now I request our chief guest to online will release the annual report. They will put it now. Yeah, you just have to go on to that and click anywhere, it will release. Patra, you can help him out. Yeah, it's on. Yeah, there you have to click. Right click, na? Yeah. To scroll down. Yeah, there it is. That should be. So now it will be available on our website. Yeah, I think that should be enough, no? So now we just have one final thing that since it is our foundation day, we'll play our 4.2 minute 4PI video which gives us a glimpse of the scientific and research work we do at CSIR-4PI. Thank you. Anil.
Driven by innovation, the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research (CSIR), under the leadership of PM Shri Narendra Modi, Union Minister for Science and Technology Dr. Jitendra Singh, and Director General Dr. N. Kalai Selvi, CSIR has been at the forefront of technological and scientific advancements. CSIR 4th Paradigm Institute, also known as CSIR-4PI, located in of CSIR's network of 37 national laboratories in India.
Our institute is one of the youngest and vibrant organizations of Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. We have two research divisions. One is data science and supercomputing, and the other one is earth and engineering sciences. So the data science and supercomputing division hosts supercomputing facility for the whole of CSIR.
Currently, we are hosting a new supercomputer called CHAMP.
This new supercomputing facility will cater to the traditional as well as AI computing computational needs of CSIR laboratories.
We have been working on the indigenous design, development and deployment of a cyberspace surveillance technology called network telescope.
We have designed our own simulator, vehicular simulator, using open source tools. So we have set up a vehicular ad hoc network based on Jackitown, where we can do lots of tests, we can do lots of experimentation.
We are collaborating with multiple CSIR labs for conducting different kind of artificial intelligence, machine learning activities.
Earth and engineering sciences. This is the one division where we have very niche expertise, whether it comes to GPS-based geoscience research or earthquake hazard and computational seismology, ocean modeling, then climate modeling, and impact of climate change on various sectors like agriculture, health, extreme rainfall events, etc. We work very closely with all disaster management agencies of the country, like starting with our Karnataka State Disaster Management Agency, then we work with Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, and then we work with Bihar, and in Himalayas we work with Kulu, Almora, and Ladakh, Jammu.
We are running a network for broadband facilitation and registration in Kashmir Himalayas, which is basically to understand how the earthquakes are clustering or propagating in the area.
This is CSIR mission on region-specific smart agro technologies for enhancing soil and plant. This program, CSIR-4PI, is the nodal agency. So the goal is to provide crop-specific solutions in the form of intervention strategies to be implementable at the farmers.
To nurture and empower future researchers and professionals in the field of science and engineering, CSIR create IR.
The ACSIR will provide doctoral degree to the students. Mainly students work on the interdisciplinary research.
CSIR Jigyasa is an initiative that happens across all 37 labs, and here we have done some really path-breaking work in making the students know what are we doing here.
CSIR Integrated Skill Initiative is a PEN CSIR project. Under this program, basically we conduct three kind of trainings. One is SPAR. So in this, students can apply for an internship. The other training is industrial visit, and third kind of training is the advanced training.
At CSIR 4th Paradigm Institute, we are driven by a shared passion for scientific excellence and innovation. With our interdisciplinary approach and state-of-the-art infrastructure, we are dedicated to making groundbreaking discoveries and solving challenges that impact society.
Next 10 years, our focus is to become one-stop destination for the data science needs of CSIR and a Center of Excellence for AI, ML and DL needs of the country.
Well, that was the foresight of CSIR-4PI and so also of our OWOL events. I thank our head ma'am for giving a brief preface of our annual report also. Now, before going ahead with our next event of the day, that is our Foundation Day lecture, I request Dr. Patra sir to please introduce our chief guest of the day, Professor Agarwal sir, to our CSIR-4PI fraternity.
Thank you. I have the pleasant responsibility to introduce Professor K.K. Agrawal. Professor K.K. Agrawal, former chairman, National Board of Accreditation, and is also a former founder, vice chancellor of GGS Indraprasth University, Delhi, and a former chairman, Board of Governors, MNIT, Jaipur. So, Professor Agrawal has a very distinguished career. He obtained his engineering degree from Punjab University and master's degree from Kurukshetra University, both in first position. Later, he did his PhD in reliability, evaluation and optimization also from Kurukshetra University. In 1975, he rose to the level of a professor at an age of 27 and a half, probably the youngest person in the world to have achieved the level. After a distinguished service of 27 years in NIT Kurukshetra, Professor Agarwal was appointed as Pro Vice Chancellor, Guru Jambheshwar University, which is a technical university of Haryana, Hisar, for a period of 3 years. Then in 1998, he was appointed as Founder Vice Chancellor of GGS Indraprasth University, Delhi, and he continued this position up to November 2008. He has lots of contribution to computer and electronics community. He has been president of Institution of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering for a period of 2 years from 2002 to 2004. During this period, this institution witnessed an unprecedented growth and made a remarkable impact on the society in general and IT professionals in particular. He also served as a sectional president for IT and computer science section in the Indian Science Congress Association, President of Computer Society of India from 2007 to 2009, President of Southeast Asia Regional Computer Confederation for year 2008 to 2010, and he is also an academic professor at ACSIR. He has been involved from the beginning, from ACSIR formation, also even before that with Maselkar and all. And Professor Agarwal has extensively worked in various fields of electronics and computer engineering. He has published more than 400 papers in reputed journals. Of them, about 50% of these are in international journals. He has been invited to deliver lectures in several universities in India and abroad. University of Berkeley, USA, University of Cincinnati, USA, Florida State University, University of Birmingham, UK Technical University, Birmingham, UK, then Technical University, Germany, etc. He has delivered talks. Professor Agarwal did not confine his contribution to academic field alone. Instead, he made a very strong impact in the industrial world. He delivered lectures in several R&D and industrial and R&D organizations and conducted programs for many important industrial houses such as TCS, BHEL, TVS, DCM, then CSIR, CMERI, the Electronics Corporation of India Limited, BEL, ISRO, then DRDO. He has been widely consulted by the industry, most notable being his contribution towards the reliability analysis of PSLV, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. He delivered a talk on reliable automotive electronics in Ford Motors, Detroit, USA, and conducted a full-day program for information management resources, Florida, USA. Professor Agarwal has written few books, and many of his articles have appeared in several books and also published by Kluwer Academic Publisher, which has actually offices in Netherlands, USA, and UK. His book on software engineering, published in 2001, has already seen several reprints of that. He has a long list of awards. Professor Agarwal was honored by the Reliability Society of IEEE USA for his service as guest editor for the special issue on state of reliability effort of Indian subcontinent. He was declared as the Man of Decade, Man of Century, and finally Man of Millennium by American Bibliographical Institute USA. He was also He was also awarded Delhi Ratna by All India Conference of Intellectuals. International Biographical Centre, England, has published his biography in the first 500 at the New Millennium in July 2000. The Broadcast Engineering Society of India honoured him with conferring honorary fellowship on him in February 2001, and Computer Society of India conferred the fellowship on him in 2003. Professor Agarwal was conferred Distinguished Fellowship in 2010 and very first Lifetime Achievement Award in 2011 by the Institute of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers. Computer Society of India also conferred the Lifetime Achievement Award on Professor Agarwal during 2016. So, with this background, I would like to request Professor K.K. Agarwal to deliver the Foundation Day lecture on importance of data and increasing relevance of this institute. Basically, he is talking about the institute that we are right now standing and talking. Thank you very much.
Shri Mahendra Gupta, guest of honor for this function, Dr. Shri Devi Jade, director of this institution, Dr. Patra, coordinating this program, senior scientists from headquarters, and distinguished scientists and faculty of ACSIR in this institution. And I will especially like to mention Professor Jajnik, who is the founder head, and it's a pleasure for me to meet him this afternoon. And young scientists, ladies and gentlemen, I have been to this institution earlier, but it's a pleasure to be invited to deliver the Foundation Day lecture. I thank Dr. Patra for a rather elaborate introduction. I was just thinking for this institution for quite some time, and that is where I was also the co-chair of the advisory committee of the institution with Shri Narayana Murthy, because I really have been believing, first of all, I like to respect the gut feel of Professor Jajnik and the other colleagues of his at the time, to be able to think of fourth paradigm 35 years ago, I think is a extension of imagination which has to be appreciated. So we have a habit of taking the things for granted, but just take yourself 35 years back and then imagine that somebody could think that one day you will need a dedicated institution on data. And then you will appreciate the imagination and the scientific temper of the people. Having said that, I was just remembering today, because today is Shivratri, and I was thinking all of us have two eyes, which much before technology were the major source of data capture. But Lord Shiva was given third eye for data science even then. Third eye was mixing all the data and then taking decisions which may be very hard, very good, very bad, whatever it is. But the concept of data science, I think, was the third eye of Lord Shiva, whom we are celebrating today. So I thought it's the rightness of the things to remember the third eye as the data science. Friends, talking about data science today has become a fashion, and everybody talks about data science. Artificial intelligence was a subject I remember having taught it about 40 years ago. But then, next 30 years, nobody talked about data science. Nobody talked about artificial intelligence. And today, everybody talks about artificial intelligence. What has changed? Artificial intelligence was very important. Then 30 years it went into slumber, and then again it's very important. Why? Because of data science. because artificial intelligence did not make sense till you had adequate tools of data science. Because what do you do with artificial intelligence if data science tools are not evolved? So now when you are becoming the National Resource Center for Artificial Intelligence, can you imagine the growth projection for AI? Today in the world, it is about $20 billion, and by 2030, it's about 100 billion US dollars, and just by 2030, which is just 7 years hence, it is expected to be 2 trillion US dollars. So imagine the projected growth of 20 times in 7 years. Hardly any technology has ever achieved that kind of business projections 20 times in 7 years. So that's an opportunity which we really can't afford to lose. And many people would tell us that we lost on industrial revolution, then we did catch on IT revolution to a good extent, but still not to the extent we deserve to catch on. Because this country was poised for probably the highest growth of IT. We did reasonably well, but not that well which should have been there. And I'm really afraid, and I'm sharing my concern, let's not miss the AI bus. And I've been saying, as a professor of computer science, these technologies are for everybody. See, data science will not be an important subject if it is confined to data scientists. Data science will be an important subject if it benefits the sabji wala, redi wala, doodh wala, everybody. Same I have been saying for computer science. Now today, anybody who is using computer need not even know what a computer means. That is the beauty of computer science. Computer science has always believed that some computer scientists in the world will put lot of efforts, lot of money in developing tools and systems, but the end user will have to be not knowledgeable at all and still use it. And I think today, I remember one of the very first lectures in computer science, which I gave to the academic staff college in Kurukshetra University about 40 years ago. I said, CS requires only CS. Computer science requires only common sense. So if you have enough common sense, you will be able to use computer science reasonably well. You need not be the designer of computer system. And because all of you are computer professionals in some sense, I'll just give you some examples. Computers, you all know, worked on binary number system. But we taught them to work on decimal number system, because how many people we will teach binary number system? So we took on ourselves, let us translate the language to the common man. Computers had their own language, entire language built of 0 and 1, but we taught them language quite similar to English so that everybody could use it. And then almost all vernaculars. And then not satisfied with that, graphical interface. Even if you are illiterate completely, you can use computer by pictures. So that has been the beauty of the subject, that you work very hard to make sure that it is very easily usable for everybody, and that is the beauty of the technology. When I was president of CSI, we did a example project, smaller project. We called some 100 maid servants who work in the houses and showed them a landline phone. Only 2 of them could recognize that this is a phone. 98 had never seen them. But when we showed them a mobile phone, everybody recognized it. Now that's the beauty of the technology, that the society is transformed. The generation which is the lowest cross-section of the society knows what a mobile phone is, can use it, but need not know what a landline phone is. So friends, similarly, information technology today, I have been always saying, I remember once in the IAS interviews, maybe 30 years ago, I thought, let me today ask all the 9 candidates who appear for interview, what is IT? You know, in IAS interview, all subjects appear, and IT was a very new subject. So that day I just out of fun, I thought I'll ask everybody today what is IT. And I got answers: India's talent, inner transformation, India today, things like that. I think out of 9, only 1 told me it's information technology, but all others gave the answer. But when I analyzed the answers in the evening, I believed gut feel all of them understood what they meant. Whether they said India's talent, whether they said India, inner transformation, whatever they said was the concept of IT in their mind. Meaning thereby, which I concluded, IT is entering now into the blood of the people, and therefore it's the right time for us to start. Same is true about AI today. Unfortunately, at times I find people talk about AI without knowing what to do about it. There, the responsibility of an institution like this comes in. We know it's a great technology, but it's our duty to make sure that this technology is able to benefit everybody, is able to be used by everybody. That's our duty as scientists. I remember when we used to buy equipment in the good old days, every equipment used to come with a manual. Today, nothing comes with a manual. Manual is understood. And I remember having said, if manual is typed wrong, instrument will not function. So if we are not able to tell the public how to do, and we do great things, then please, we can sleep with great things to our publications, but nothing will happen to the country. I remember when biotechnology was a new technology, somewhere in Telangana or Andhra, an experiment was done on genetically modified crops. And it did not succeed. And all my friends in biotechnology were saying, it did not succeed, sir, because farmers did not use it properly. Now, how the hell we expect farmers to know how to use it? I mean, there's no mechanism on earth for the farmers to know how to use biotechnology. And then we can sit in our lab very peacefully. I did a wonderful technology, but farmers did not use it correctly. What the hell can I do? Well, sleep that you did a good technology. And the technology by and large failed, and biotechnology met its bad fate because we did not do outreach. I was very happy today, therefore, when I saw the farmers being talked to. I went interacted with the group for some time and things being given. So I congratulate Dr. Sridevi and her excellent team of workers for this beautiful outreach program for the whole week. I've seen glimpses of this, and I also feel it's a great vision on the part of CSIR as a whole to do it for every lab. To reach to the communities which are the users is our duty. Otherwise, labs remain labs, which we publish papers, have our citations, good index, good H index, good this, that, good patents also, but benefits don't reach the people. And I would suggest, if Dr. Sridevi agree, I think this program of 1 week should not remain 1 week in every 2-3 years when some minister thinks of this program. Let's decide, if you say 15th of every month, you will do this program in one form or the other, maybe half a day, maybe 1 day, so that the continuum of the program is maintained. The continuity is maintained and the program continues, maybe half a day a month or 1 day a month. Let it continue the outreach so that we are able to do what we wish to do. Friends, things are changing so fast that an institution like this cannot be static. I just saw that 25 years it remained a center, then 10 years it had become an institution. I don't think it should now take 10 years to become a full-fledged lab. It should be at best 10 months because of the nation's interest. See, it's a pan-CSIR institution. I would certainly believe there's nothing like pan-CSIR. It will have to be pan-India institution because pan-CSIR indirectly means pan-India in some sense or the other. And if we miss the bus, and there is no other dedicated institution to data science, And therefore, if we miss the bus, then I think the loss will be permanent. We just cannot afford to do that. Lot many representatives from the headquarters are there. So I would like to request them that it's in the nation's interest that this institution, or in whatever form it is, the government decides, data science, artificial intelligence, and one of the beautiful thing about all the latest technologies of Industrial Revolution 4.0, whether you talk about data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, augmented reality, virtual reality, blockchain, cryptocurrency, 3D printing, whatever you call off, they are all dependent on each other. That's a beautiful thing these technologies teach us, that none of us can be independent. If these technologies cannot be independent, we human beings also, we scientists also cannot be independent. We have to learn to work with each other as a team. And as I told you, artificial intelligence was losing its existence without data science. Today, Internet of Things, if you generate a lot of data from sensors, and if you don't have proper data science, what will you do with IoT? So all these technologies are so much dependent on each other that we will have to learn to use the tools and develop them. And we don't expect the user to know too much about the tool. We want to design these tools in ultimately such a simple fashion that people can use it just by the flick of a mouse or something, so that these even the poorest person has a right to use these technologies. Internet of Things will become relevant only and only when farmer can reach every plant. I went to Netherlands, and they have almost the sensors across all the roads. And when you drive, entire driving habit of yours is stored. And next year's insurance premium is based upon how good or bad driver you are. Because if you're a bad driver, you are likely to meet some accident and therefore cost us more, so you pay the premium more. Now, I was happy that you are doing good work in health sector and agriculture sector, which are two primary sectors of this country. We cannot afford to neglect them. And these laboratories, I've been associated with some CSIR laboratories, and by virtue of my association with RAB for quite some time, I have had the good fortune of interacting with the senior scientists of several labs, not all labs, but physical science group and the engineering science group I've interacted with. And I find some beautiful work is going on in some of the labs, but it's not reaching the public to the extent it can. And I find a lot of duplication also at times. For the simple reason, because somebody is doing a good work and he or she doesn't want to change the town. So it continues to do that. This may be all right from the personal point of view, but somewhere down the line, we have to see, can we really afford duplications with our meager resources? CSIR labs is a huge resource, and we have to go ahead and do that. Friends, so far we were thinking internet was the fastest growing phenomena. ChatGPT came, and in a week it bet internet hollow. I mean, within 1 week, ChatGPT broke all the records of internet. But let me tell you, somebody posed a question to ChatGPT. Please complete the sentence, when in doubt. And ChatGPT answered, when in doubt, trust your instincts. So after all the data, instincts will still remain an important factor all the time. And many people believe instincts are some sort of tukka or imagination or something. Instincts, according to me, is a lot of data science which has accumulated in you by virtue of your experience over the years, and today it appears in the form of an emotion or in the form of a gut feel decision, but it's really not that it's an instantaneous and ad hoc decision. It is your experience merged with data science tools which are not defined, it comes out. So we have to work on that very strongly. climate change, this institution has two major dimensions, and earth sciences is one of them, which is so heavily connected with sustainability and climate change. When I was chairman of the National Board of Accreditation till few months ago, we have a Washington Accord, which is a sort of MOU with 21 countries, where we say that engineering graduates of these 21 countries will be considered at par, which includes America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, etc., etc. And I have suggested from India side that two attributes for every engineer should become essential attributes. One is sustainability, and second is creativity and innovation. Because today an engineer without these two attributes is a partial engineer. And you are doing so much related to sustainability, and I think a lot of effort in that direction, because the futuristic predictions are that the climate change business world over will be several times more than the internet business. And we can't even estimate the figures now. And why should we wait for other countries to do that and then catch on? Because, and I find there's nothing which we cannot do earlier than anyone else in the world. We can. Only thing which we lack is the sort of confidence level in all our scientists, in all our students, in all our researchers. I talk to any student in this country, where are you studying? Sir, NIT. Okay. Sir, but एक number और आ जाता ना तो मैं IIT में हो जाता. You know, everybody is dissatisfied with where he or she is. I talked to a student in America. Which university are you studying? Sir, this university. I said, but the computer science department in this university is not very great. He pats me back. He says, sir, but my professor is very great. My division is very great. See, the sense of pride of what we are doing is very important, which is lacking in all of us. That is why we have never been able to patent earlier also. Today there is a commercial of patenting and we are doing it, but not that we were not doing good work earlier. But we never believed in ourselves. And I think it's now the duty of our senior scientists and professors and researchers to take the younger generation on the path of confidence level building also. They deserve it. They are capable of it. They have done it, but we don't allow them to project themselves. And another thing which we have in this country very strong, good or bad, is that we say that I am the teacher, so I am the supreme. You are the student, you have to follow me. I am senior. Many youngsters I have introduced during RAB or the recruitment processes. It's a very great idea. I said, why are you not doing it? He said, sir, well, my boss wants it done this way. Now, I think somewhere down the line we have to change this culture. I have even given a suggestion to the then Science and Technology Minister, Dr. Harshvardhan. I said, I want one of the CSIR labs which has no name, which has no director. It just has equipment and 200 young students. Let them do whatever they wish to. And I am very sure that the end of the 5 years, that lab will beat all 37 labs. Because the potential is there. And we create boundaries to the potential. And whenever we create boundaries to the potential in the system, the things don't flourish. I've seen excellent work being done. Modeling has been a great strength of this institution right from beginning. I myself have been a modeling scientist in some sense, and much of my work has been on heuristics. Again, I say heuristics is again not empirical. Heuristics is an experience which comes in the model. I was reading a beautiful article on modeling. It says all models are wrong, because models are models. He says all models are wrong, but some are useful. So let us identify the useful models and work on them and put our mental models along with them and try to create a bridge between empirical models and mathematical models to come to the real life situations, which could be real tribute to data science in some sense. Friends, institution like this, I also have another role in mind. It's a pan CSIR institution. We have just started National Research Foundation. It was there in the National Education Policy, but it has been cleared by the cabinet just a few days ago. One of the reasons of National Research Foundation was that lot many researches were being duplicated from different agencies in different institutions or the labs in several areas. I think I myself have probably talked to at least 25-30 young scientists, everybody working on Jetropa in chemical engineering. And Jetropa is Jetropa. It is there only where it is. Similarly, in biotechnology, chickpeas, everybody is working on chickpeas. Now, the point is, we are spending less on research, R&D, compared to advanced nations. There is no denial to this, and we must increase it whenever we can, because a country without research cannot really become a developed country or a Vishwaguru or whatever. We have to spend on research and education to become Vishwaguru. But having said that, we cannot afford to keep on duplicating. And therefore, I hope National Research Foundation will ensure that duplication is taken care of. But for that, again, a very good data science tool will be needed, a very good data science mechanism will be needed, and you being a pan-India CSIR lab, maybe somewhere down the mandate. Because if the duplication doesn't stop, then I believe National Research Foundation will be more bureaucracy than the present, because everything will be in one kitty. So if we do not stop duplication, because that's the only real solid point I see in the favor of National Research Foundation, and see the importance that the Prime Minister agrees to head it. Now, if that is the importance of the body, somebody has to work to make sure that the objectives are achieved. And I can't see an institution better than this to ensure that collect all the data in the research and at least make sure that there are no duplication of similar projects in the country. Who gives you the authority and how do you grab it? That's for you to proceed further, because in this country these are little difficult things. Friends, when I talk about technologies, data science is one of the e-technologies we have. At times we start doing the things blindly. For example, I'm from education field. All of us were decrying online education. Just before COVID, UGC and AICT were in the Supreme Court to say, we don't believe in online education. It should not be accepted. And today, we had to accept it during COVID. But today, many of us start believing that online education is, my God, solves all problems of the country. That's another extreme. Online education is good. But is online education panacea for everything? No. Is e-book a good substitute to a hard book? At least I don't believe it. Is e-examination a good alternative to a good paper examination? I don't believe it. So somewhere down the line, we will also have to learn as to what extent I should change. Change for the sake of change should not be there. So when we go to data science also, I believe so much data is being generated. Do you need it? How many copies of a data you need? If you open your own computer, I think you find some documents 50 times. Now, who is responsible for this crime of wastage of bandwidth, wastage of memory, wastage of cloud space? We may not realize it because we are not directly paying for it. Everybody is bothered about the cost and the memory of the phone, but nobody is bothered about the server behind it. And it is the servers which are killing the society. They are killing the climate. And therefore, how much data to generate? Should a data not have an expiry date? Why should a data remain eternal all the life? I don't know. I personally feel every data should have a file with an expiry date, which could be reviewed on the expiry date, but let that be there. I mean, people die, but the data remains forever. I mean, many of our institutions keep on sending mails to the dead people all the time. I was reading an article, a simple short email, just 2 lines email. 60 such emails cost us in all the energy which is required to drive a car for 1 kilometer. Now imagine this. We don't realize this. We keep on doing this. Who is responsible for the wastage of this energy? I mean, you feel very happy saying good morning to everybody every day. It's a good thing to say good morning. But how much energy you are wasting in saying this subconsciously has to be kept in mind. Europe has published an article, if internet keeps on growing at this rate, after 15 years, UK will have no electricity except for the internet. Now, do we envisage a day when we will have electricity only for the internet? Then we will be no more there. So my point is, when we do data science, we do all the research on data mining, we do all the research on tools, we also need to research on what to generate, what to discard, when to discard, and keep on ensuring that the cost optimization is taken care of. I was taking a very simple example. I put the phone in the pocket and take a morning walk. It tells me you have walked 29 minutes, you have taken 3,140 steps. Fair enough, up to that point. But then it tells me, in the first minute you walked this much, in the second minute you walked this much. What the hell this information is of use to anybody in the world? Why am I generating this data automatically? What for? If there's a medical problem, if a doctor wants to see it, then it's okay, it should be allowed. But why this is, so much data is being generated automatically? As a matter of fact, today, whatever you talk, whatever you write, it's becoming a data without your knowledge, most of the times. And as long as there's no cost associated with it, I don't mind. But there's a cost which we are not realizing. So I think an institution like this will also have to start researching on some tools where duplications are avoided, useless data are not stored, because you don't have to pay for the cloud directly. I mean, my computer tells me your cloud space is full. And I ask my many colleagues what to do. Says, "Saab chhodiye na, 75 रुपए और महीना दे दीजिए, cloud space बढ़वा लीजिए." I mean, the simple solution comes, 75 rupees is no cost. Get more cloud space. But then we don't realize, when all of us will start using cloud space more and more, where from the technology will come and all the attendant problems to large systems will come. So my suggestion would be, an institution like this will have to foresee the problems, will have to see the future, because if you don't see the future, who will see the future? See the future, identify the problems, try and identify them. How many of you can solve? That's okay. It will depend upon and see how we can do, and we keep on taking it further and further and see what to do. I was also thinking cybersecurity was one of your mandates, you told me. I was reading an article on cybersecurity and quantum computing. It says, we all are safe in our secure systems because we believe very strongly that it's not easy for a computer to crack the key. The whole philosophy of cybersecurity is that I believe that computer will take umpteen number of years to crack the key, and therefore I am safe. And quantum computers are on the way, and they will crack the keys in minutes. And if that be so, what will happen to cybersecurity? Entire scene of cybersecurity. Why not start working it right now? And secondly, why not start working on the quantum computing security today? We had an earlier problem, you will remember, we called it Y2K. And today the problem is Y2Q, year 2 quantum computing. And because you work in both the areas, I think it's time for us to shift to that area as an important futuristic area and see where we go. And lastly, friends, I was reading a quote. It says data is an asset. It defines an asset is a resource controlled by the entity as a result of events and something which in future can benefit the economy. So that way data is an asset. It does benefit the economy in the long run. But if it is an asset, are we maintaining assets register for this? You are maintaining assets register for everything. If data is an asset, where is the assets register for this? If not, how do we handle it? And if it's an asset, how do we ensure it's being used properly? If it is not giving me ROI, from every asset I expect an ROI. So from data also, I should expect an ROI and then see what we do. Bill Gates said, it does not deplete, data does not deteriorate, can be used if we need, but more we do with the data, more economic growth must result. If that doesn't happen, then we are not using it as an asset. And if we are looking to the data as a hobby, then I think we are on the wrong track. We'll have to look at data as an asset, as a very important asset, as a very essential asset. So therefore, like every asset, how much to have, at what cost to have. Cost may be invisible, but that invisible cost has to be estimated by scientists in this room, by scientists of the country. It may not be estimated by anyone else. And are we ready for that cost? And how do we go ahead further on that? Friends, I think I've shared some of my thoughts with you on this Foundation Day. And I'm so grateful to you for giving me this opportunity to be a part of your Foundation Day and deliver this lecture. And I wish very soon this institution does more and more in more and more meaningful ways, because I am a selfish Indian and I want this to happen in that capacity. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you very much for emphasizing on the need of artificial intelligence as well as the importance related with data, the transmission of technology, and our efforts to reach to the community. And we assure you, sir, we will try to reach and continue to outreach to the public, and we hope we don't miss the bus of our development to reach higher heights and to avoid duplication of data. Now, coming to our next agenda, I request our COA, Mrs. Mangla Madam, to introduce our guest of honor, our JS Sri Mahendra Kumar Gupta, to our CSIR-4PI fraternity.
Prior to joining CSIR, our Joint Secretary, Mr. Mahendra Kumar Gupta, was functioning as Executive Director in Railway Board. He has done his BE in Electrical from IIT Roorkee in the year 1994 with honours, and MTech in Power Electronics, Electrical Machines and Drives from IIT Delhi in the year 1996. During his services in railways, he was responsible for implementation of human resource management and industrial relations amongst various divisions of railways for more than 15,000 employees. He was on deputation He was on deputation as Commissioner Personnel to Delhi Development Authority under the Ministry of Urban Development. He has handled land. Very sorry. He has handled land. I'm not able to catch it. Rather, can you please? Yeah. Suddenly, he has handled from there. Sorry, sir. He has handled there.
Yeah, I'll take it. She recently had gone in eye surgery, so we thought that, but still she tried. Thank you, ma'am. I'd like to just continue with it. He has also handled land disposal department, where he introduced auction of various real estate assets. As executive director at Railway Board, he has supervised recruitment of more than 1.4 lakh staff during the COVID-19 period. And as executive director in Railway Board, he was also responsible for development and rollout of human resource management system for more than 12 lakh railway employees. That really needs a big round of applause. And this was one of the important digital initiative of the Ministry of Railway to bring all HR services at a digital platform in line with Digital India initiative of our Government of India. And since March 2022, our JSR has been with us, with our CSIR family as Joint Secretary, and he is heading the entire administration of our CSIR, for which we are very proud of it, sir. He has been the backbone for initiating the implementation of e-office across all CSIR labs to make it a paperless working. He has also initiated e-performance appraisal for more than 2,500 administrative employees of CSIR, wherein now all our administrative staff will have to enter the e-performance through Sparrow system, which will be doing it. That's really great, and one time maybe we may find it difficult initially we enter, but as it goes on, our life gets easier with doing it. Now we are very happy and proud to have you with us today for our foundation day, sir. I request you to please address our CSIR-4PI gatherings.
Thank you, Mangalaji and Radhaji, for giving such an elaborate introduction. We listened to Professor Agrawal, the Foundation Day of CSIR 4th Paradigm Institute. Professor Agrawal, thank you so much for giving us insight of the expertise, the field which this institute is working. Dr. Sridevi, head of the CSIR-4PI, Dr. Patra, among us present Dr. K.S. Janjikji, he is the founding director of CSIR-4PI, the scientist of CSIR-4PI, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I must thank you, Dr. Sridevi, for giving me this opportunity to participate in the concluding function of 1 week, 1 lab of CSIR-4PI, and also the foundation day of CSIR-4PI. CSIR-4PI is a young and vibrant organization of CSIR. It is youngest one because it was established in 1988. It is youngest organization, youngest lab, I will say, institute of CSIR. But the mandate of CSIR-4PI is really great. I must admire the logo recently launched by CSIR-4PI. It says data plus science. It's very attractive one. You just think of data and science, you think of CSIR-4PI. In fact, data science, when we talk of data and science, I am reminded of one novel of Dan Brown, The Origin. It talks about how this origin of life can be simulated by just using high-speed computing. That means the high-speed is not limited; it is unlimited speed, so that it can recreate mathematically the models and simulation of how the amino acid was formed, how this life was created, how the single cell was developed, and the single cell was developed into multi-cells, and their organism was developed. And it says where we came from and where we are going. It shows the importance of high-speed computing. And rightly told by Dr. Sridevi in his video address that the commitment and vision of CSIR-4PI is that in the coming 10 years, we are going to be one-stop solution for computing facilities in CSIR. And that 10 years was reduced by 5 years by Professor Agarwal. So we say that yes, this one-stop solution is required because CSIR has laboratories which are working in many fields, be it chemical science, biological science, physical sciences, engineering sciences. Every laboratory is working on only models and simulations. And it requires these computing facilities, and definitely we are paying much more for availing of these facilities outside. And today morning I was fortunate to visit the high-powered computing facilities just installed, and Scientist Dr. Thangwalu was so energetic and so committed and so passionate about explaining how it was established, and the team spirit it was shown by that all the teams of purchase and administration and scientific divisions, they worked on to establish this HPC in a record time, working day in and day out. I really compliment the entire team for initiating this thing. This 1 week 1 lab program, if I come to this 1 week 1 lab program, the idea of 1 week 1 lab program, sir, that which you mentioned that it should be observed once in a month. Why once in a week only for a year? 1 week 1 lab program was initiated by our Vice President of CSIR, Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, that every lab should be available to citizens for 1 week, so that we are available to the general public, to our stakeholders, what we are doing, what are our expectations, so that we are known to the public. I think CSIR-4PI has been successful in organizing this 6-day program of 1 week 1 lab. Today morning I was fortunate to interact with farmers also. Farmers talking about participating in a laboratory for a institute for a laboratory where we are dealing with data science. It was really I could not think of, but it was really useful. The farmers are talking, farmers are discussing. One farmer gave presentation, though there was some I could not understand Kannada, but I could understand English. But I could feel that the farmer was so much, the representative was so much excited about CSIR-4PI. That shows that 1 week 1 lab program has been a successful. I must compliment the entire team of CSIR-4PI for organizing this successfully. Coming to the lab where this CSIR-4PI has to go, it has to grow in size, grow in strength to strength. The vision of the founding director, Dr. Yajnik, in establishing this CSIR-4PI, we really appreciate that. Since he is present here, I am really happy to meet him in person. I had only heard about him. So, sir, thank you so much. In 1988, you had established this organization, and on that day, probably Dr. Sridevi might not be aware that she is joining CSIR as scientist of CVRI on the same day, the day on which you are founding this institute. And now Dr. Sridevi is heading this organization after 35 years. Really a great coincidence, I will say, but destiny of CSIR-4PI, I will say. It is in correct direction. The passion with this Dr. Sridevi is working, she is so cool but so committed. She is always smiling, but she follows her agenda very, very silently in a very non-intrusive manner. She just sent me a message, what is the update? Now, because this lab has to grow in size, as Professor Agarwal really emphasized that, yes, it's very small institute, but it needs to be strengthened. And all of us want to see it growing and growing very quickly. We do not have time because data is increasing, data has environmental impact, data has cyber security issues. Therefore, this institute has to grow, this institute has to fulfill its mandate, and fulfilling a mandate by CSIR-4PI will also fulfill the mandate of CSIR, the Innovation Engine of India. That is the tagline. Therefore, from the headquarters, we are all committed, we are all moving in that direction only, that this lab should grow. Instead of, it was first center, then it became institute, now it should become a lab, full-fledged lab, with all the powers of a director given to the head of this institute, this lab. The Foundation Day lecture, I think Professor Agarwal, your lecture was so thought-provoking. I have noted on many points, but since I think I don't have for discussion, because this security aspect of this data creation, I think this is very, very important. We are increasing the speed of our computing. Then the malware who has created the malware, they are also following us. Therefore, cyber security really needs to be strengthened. Today morning, Dr. Anil Kumar showed me that how we are doing data surveillance and how we are creating these points of concern and then sharing with law enforcing agencies. But this is required. But how our passwords are to be protected, I think we have 2-layer authentication, 3-layer authentication, multi-layer authentication may be there to protect our passwords so that our money, our data, our private information, those are safe and secure. Our concerns are addressed. I think CSIR-4PI, the scientists here, they are learned scientists, very well experienced, should work on this aspect. This CSIR-4PI has to grow, yes, definitely, and there are many areas, data science, computing, and then security, speed, all these things needs to be taken care of. Yes, human resource development, human resource upgradation is required. I can assure from the headquarters that yes, we will pursue it, we will support CSIR-4PI in all its endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Well, friends, now we have come to the event of prize distribution of prize to the staff members for their outstanding performance during the year 2022 and 23. And I request Dr. Patra to please take the event further.
Since last 2 years, we have started this awards for employees for their achievements and then performances. So we have 4 awards. One is for a scientific category, one for student category, one for non-scientific category, and one a special category. So I would request Professor Agarwal to give the awards to first 2 categories, the scientific and the student category. So the first category is Best Achievement Award in Scientific category, an award given up to principal scientists, decided through annual performance appraisal process. And this year, this award goes to Dr. Asa Purna Marandi, as she secured the highest mark and her all-round contribution to high-performance computing and domain-agnostic AI and ML. Best Performance Award in student category are given to the PhD students of CSIR-4PI, considering their high impact SCI publications during this year. And this year, this award goes to Ms. Smriti Purwar. She also has been selected for the RMIT ACSIR program of ACSIR. And she is currently in Australia, she is not present here. So I would like to request her colleague and co-author of the paper, Mr. Ajay Bankar, to receive the award on her behalf. That is RMIT Australia. The next award is for Best Achievement Award in Non-Scientific category. And this year we had completed a massive task of recruitment of JSS and stenographers. For successful completion of this recruitment, the award is given to Mr. Avigya for the year 2022 and 23. We also have a special award this year. Even last year we had given special award. These are given for recognition of a specific technical work, okay, for this year. And this year this award goes to Mr. N. Prabhu for designing the new CSIR intranet.
Yeah, now internet. Yeah. Now all OMs, everything, we don't send the email. Oh, that's good. Put it on the internet. Everything is fine. At least every day 1 or 2 emails. Oh, that's great.
Thanks for your support.
So now it's my honor to place the vote of thanks for this Foundation Day celebration of CSIR-4PI. I believe for an institution to grow, you need 3 kinds of people. One is a well-wisher who will always give you advices and all. And I feel Professor Agrawal is a well-wisher and then a strong believer in the 4th paradigm of science. So it's an honor for us to have you here, sir. It's always a wow feeling to hearing to you. We had heard you maybe one year back, and at that time itself we thought like we'll invite you for the next Foundation Day. So thank you for coming here and providing us directions how this 4th paradigm should work, and we will basically fine tune our roadmaps and other things based on your this one. Very, very big thanks for that. When you talked about the security part of it, yes, we have started working on. See, basically the problem is most of the security are conditional security. It depends on either breaking like factorizations of algorithm, like big numbers and other things. So now we have started working on security which are not conditional. It's basically, so we are using chaos theory. We are using neural network for designing new type of algorithms. We have started, but hopefully we will be able to achieve them. So also we thank you for the contribution you have done as a alternate chairman when you were the advisory council member for us, and in various forums also you talked about 4th Paradigm Institute and then data science and other things. So thank you very much for that. In spite of the challenges yesterday you faced, you still said like, I have committed, so I will come and do it. So I thank you very much for that. Yesterday he actually traveled from Shillong to Guwahati, and there was a big traffic jam because of a road was broken or something because of rain, but still he wanted to come and then deliver the talk here. So thank you very much for that. As a token of appreciation, I request Dr. Sridevi Jade to present him with a memento. In the journey towards establishing ourselves, we needed strong support from CSIR headquarters. We got it from an able administrator, Sri Mahendra Kumar Gupta. We really appreciate your contribution in building up this young institution. A token of thanks, I request Dr. Sridevi to present the memento to Mr. Gupta. And now the strength behind us, our beloved head, Dr. Sridevi Jade. Thank you very much for your never say die approach and shaping up the institute in a positive direction. There are a large number of dignitaries present off the dais as well, who also have contributed immensely to the progress of CSIR-4PI. We would like to thank each of them in recognition of their contribution. But a special mention to Dr. Venkat, who has contributed a lot during his tenure as the CPD head, and especially the HPC facility that right now we see was the funding, everything was done when he was the thing. So I request Mr. Tangavelu to honor him with a memento. I had prepared to thank the OWOL day-wise things, but Dr. Sridevi has already done it, so I don't have to. Yeah. So Dr. Parvez and the whole team of OWOL organizing committee who meticulously planned the conducting of the 6-day event. So I thank the day-wise coordinators also, Ms. Pavitra, our Jigyasa coordinator for first day event with school children, Dr. Ashish, our skill development coordinator for the second day event, and also I would like to thank the AMD who participated in that day program. And my sincere thanks to the current as well as the previous director of KS and DMC, because the process started with the previous director, he agreed to host it, and then the current director also accepted the request, and also Dr. Ramesh and Dr. Rakesh who coordinated the event at their premises. So that's one of the great thing, the stakeholder agreeing to host the event at their premises. So that was a great thing. And on the fourth day, we saw a large gathering of academia, startups, MSMEs. In fact, I also chaired the important session of industry interaction. I was really thrilled with the way the startups have started working, and each of them were unique in their nature. So that's the beauty that I find there. And Dr. Gowda coordinated that event, so I thank Dr. Gowda for this fourth day of event. And fifth day, Dr. Gowda led it, but there are a large number of people who worked behind him. Gowda, then Pavitra, then Ashish, then Iranna, all those people worked behind that. And then many of our scientists and our students went to different colleges and then worked there. Also, I want to thank those colleges, the directors of those colleges, who basically the way their hospitality and then other things for hosting us there. And today, the sixth day, actually the day of our Annadata. So the farmers came over here. We had a wonderful day. I thank Dr. Ramesh and Dr. Rakesh for coordinating today's event, and the students from the Agriculture University as well as the farmers who participated in this event. And this one, I thank all the heads of the division of CSIR-4PI, NL, and for the smooth functioning of this week-long event. I thank Prerana for the invocation. I hope I took the name properly. Prerana for the invocation. And special thanks to Ravichandran and Anil Anast for the work they did. Short notice, everything, like day and night they worked towards that. I thank the press who actually covered the event starting from the OWOL curtain raiser. In the end, I would like to thank the team, the 4PI team, administration, purchase, finance, TMD, office of head, and all permanent and temporary staff for the support and the contribution that they had. So in the end, I would like everybody to stand up and for the national anthem. Are they playing or we'll start? Jana Gana Mana Adhinayaka Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindhu Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Banga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchchala Jaladhitaranga तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे Jaya 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 He. Thank you.
I keep clapping because we finished a huge event.
Can we have all the OWOL committee member for a photo?